I'm reading a new book. It's called On the Edge. It's written by Nate Silver. Nate was a professional poker player, and then he got into the business of predicting election results and things of that nature. And what he's explaining is that if you got enough data, you can identify what he calls tells, particularly in poker, that a poker player will do certain things and behave certain ways, and you can read those tells and you can predict what's going to happen in the future. If you get enough tells and you get enough data history of behavior, you can predict who has the best hand. So with that in mind, I got to thinking, are there tells in the stock market? Can you look at stocks and say, because they did this, followed by this, and by this, we can tell whether the stock is going up or not? And so I thought, well, what is the biggest producing stock in the last several years, and did it give us some tells that we can look at to have identified that Nvidia was going to grow the way it did? And as I went back and looked at their financials, I discovered there were some tells. There was an increase in their expenditure for debt. There was an increase in their employment. There was a projection of growth of revenues. There was a projection of growth of earnings. And all these things then gave me tells that said, if this happens and this happens and this happens, what are the other stocks that are going to follow in the path of Nvidia? The biggest change that's going to happen in the world in the next 3 years is that of AI, but we've got to build out the infrastructure first. And then once the infrastructure is built out, then we're going to deliver the AI to the consuming public, whether it be businesses or individuals. And are there companies that are creating tells that we can identify and then quantify and then put a projection together what their price is going to be in 2027, those who are building out the infrastructure, and then those that are going to deliver AI into the future. And can I organize that in such a way that I can read it, interpret it, and buy when opportunities come forward based on the tells that I've put together? So I created a chart. It's a Google Sheets where I'm tracking Apple to Uber, roughly 60 stocks that I think are going to be affected by the AI revolution, the infrastructure build out, and then the delivery. And then I'm looking for 5 tells. And how many of those tells fall into place? And how do I rank the stocks then based on their tells for their productivity over the next 3 years and then over the next 20 years. As of now, December, I'm spending somewhere in the neighborhood of $20,000 a month to gather this information, to analyze the information, to have it put in a format that you can have access, my tribe can have access to it. And I'm about to increase that because AI is going to give me the ability to go deeper, to go broader, to look at more stocks and put them into my tell sheet and come to a conclusion. Then what I'm going to do is rank them based upon an algorithm that I'm working with some technicians on as to how do you rank these to get the most out of them, not with a consideration for the 3-year build out of AI and then for the 20-year delivery of AI to businesses and individuals so that we can make the most out of this investment opportunity that's in front of us. So that's where I'm going at this point. I'm reaching out to Silicon Valley to say I need about 3 people that can make this go in the direction I need it to go. So with that in mind, I need to share that cost over a broader base. So I'm reaching out to you today and saying, if you'd like to be a part of this, if you'd like to grow with Best of Us Investors, come to my website and you'll come to the landing page where I'll explain this even in more detail, what you get for your subscription, which is going to cost you $19.95. So that's how it is. It's not going to be $20,000 a month. It's going to be $19.95, and you'll pay that share, and we'll grow this and make it better and better and better as we gain more access to more AI and we level the playing field with Wall Street. So if you want to be a part of it, come to Best of Us Investors. The landing page is in the description, and I'll give you a 14-day free trial to see if it's what you need to make yourself wealthy in the future, and present an opportunity for family wealth so that you can make the world, your world, a better place when you move on. Check it out.